instinctive whoops. And about 30 minutes after that, it was like a bunch of tree knocks. Jack clash, clash. And then that just stopped. So, what I wanted to do was video my drive to pick up my daughter. Because with everything happening that we heard, there could be a chance that one of them will let us in. Never know. I'm going to tell a story while I drive about what my aunt has seen and just recently decided to tell. Let me turn the air on. Okay. Let's get up here a little bit. Okay. When she was younger, her and her husband were driving on this little dirt road not far from here. And the way that these roads are is just like how you're watching me drive. They're curvy. Everywhere you go, it's just a bunch of curves. Well, when my aunt and her husband went around a curve, just a big curve like this one, and they started topping it, they started to see this being, and it was running on 2 feet along the side of the road. And it darted in front of them, crossed the road, and then ran up into the woods. The way that she described it was the way that most people would describe seeing a quick image of a Bigfoot. But the only difference was this Bigfoot had a piece of cloth, a piece of purple cloth slung over his shoulder. And she was watching that cloth sway in the wind. I just thought that this was so interesting because you hear accounts of people saying that they see them with something over them, or a shirt, or even another animal skin wrapped over them. So it's not far-fetched to think that maybe once upon a time somebody had something hanging out to dry or sitting on their porch and it got nabbed. Just a quick little story thought would be interesting to tell. So we picked up my daughter from work. And another story. My aunt goes to church with this woman that has saw something very unusual. And the story goes that she went to church, went up to my aunt and was talking to my aunt. And she said, I was outside hanging up my clothes. And she said, you know, I started to get this smell, and it smelled really sour, and it smelled really, really bad, like something was dying or dead. Sorry. And she said that as she looked over, she pulled the clothesline down a little bit and looked over a sheet and seen that there was a dog face about 8 feet off the ground staring at her from a bush. And she backed up in her house. She was really close to her house, so she backed up and she walked very quickly to her house. And as she got into her house, she looked out the window, and this thing proceeded to walk out of the bush and walk over to her clothesline and sniffed the clothes, walked around the clothesline, walked around her house, and she kept going to window and watching it, and it went around her house a few times and then went back into the woods. So I also thought that that was a really good story to show that there's not only the Sasquatch here, but there's other things that people see. Yeah, we're almost down here to pick up my daughter. So I'm going to turn this off. I hope you enjoyed both little stories, and I will see you guys. I'll see you when I see you. But I'll make another video really soon. I'm getting better. I'm almost well. I'll be able to get out in the woods as soon as I can. Let's get through this little thicket.